Welcome to week 7 and 8 of art. We are going to look to the artist Augusto Torres. He was a Spanish artist that worked in the time of Joan Miro, Piet Mondrian, Pablo Picasso, and he met them. In your packets, you're going to have all the information, and there's a picture of him, there's a picture of his work, and what we're going to learn and take away from him is perspective. So we are going to look at some of his work where he does a lot of perspective. And what we're going to do is create a field and learn about 1-point perspective. So in doing that, we are going to have some vocabulary words: perspective, horizon line, vanishing point. Okay? So, to begin our lesson, you have a piece of paper that I'm going to send home, and you're also going to have to use a ruler. I'm going to use a yardstick because the paper is bigger than the piece that I've sent home, and I need it enough to fit my drawing. So to start out, we are going to put a dot in the center of our paper. Notice mine isn't completely in the center, and you can put it anywhere but in the middle is preferably what I want you to do. Maybe up, down, a little bit lower. And that will be our vanishing point. This is where all of the lines that we're going to draw will connect. So the first line we're going to draw is through that dot, and that is going to be our horizon line. And that is what divides the sky from land. From there, we are going to start with drawing diagonals because this is going to give us our vanishing point and our perspective. So if I want to rotate a little bit more, what we're creating is a landscape that will have a vanishing point. We're going to create a field full of vegetables or pumpkins because it's that season. It's really hard for me to do this with, there we go. And notice how I'm not too concerned about how perfect the lines are because of my materials, but we're going to just keep drawing these lines because we're going to create the rows just like in the example I have. See that? So we're going to create our field with lines. And that's what I'm doing right now, and I made a mistake. And that's okay, because mistakes are okay. We don't want it. My ruler fell. You guys will have a much easier time. You will struggle probably as much as I do, holding it still while I draw my line. But it's really important to keep it. It's not. Okay. We're going to just hold it. I know you can't see. Okay. One more after that, and I'm going to put it in here to do that because I want to get that line straight. Maybe one more in the center. Okay. And then I'm going to show you how we're going to draw our vegetables or our pumpkins and what's important about that. And even if your lines get a little swervy, that's okay because the ground is not perfect, is it? There's no real straight lines when you're talking about the earth. Okay, so also we can put a sun because the sun helps things grow in the sky. You can also, if you like, add some terrain to the background because not everything is flat. unless you're in places like Iowa where a lot of land is flat. Okay, so like in the picture, they drew larger flowers in front and they got smaller as they got closer to the vanishing point. So we are going to draw bigger pumpkins in the front and smaller ones at the back. So I'm going to start with a bigger pumpkin here. And mine are going to be like that. And then I'm going to go a little bit smaller. And I want you to take your time. We're going to put all these tiny ones back here. And they're getting bigger, and they're bigger. And a medium size, they're getting a little bigger. I'm going to put two together right here. Okay. So I want you to fill in your rows with some fruits. Now I think I like the sunflower idea, so I'm going to put some big flowers here and get smaller. You could have them close together. But I want you to practice getting those fruits or flowers or plants, whatever you choose to put in your rows, smaller and smaller. Because that's the point. You want to learn how to do this perspective so it kind of looks like a field. And once you have everything, I'll complete one of these, but once you have everything drawn, okay, I want to draw my sunflowers, the leaves on them, and all of them are going to be smaller and to fit that size of that sunflower. We're going to color. You can do it with marker or crayon. I'm going to start with my pumpkin. I'm going to do crayon. And I want you to fill in the whole picture with detail and drawing and color. And once you're finished with drawing your pumpkins, coloring them in, I'm going to take bittersweet and color the ground because usually there's dirt. And I want to fill in the dirt. And it's okay to leave some of these empty, but I want you to color it in. So I'm going to color that in with grass. Okay, you don't have to have every row filled with something, but that would be awesome if you did. Because all of that will make your picture more interesting. I'm not going to work on my sunflowers just yet because I would like to complete this part to show you what's going to happen. I am going to finish this picture for the people that I teach in class. So maybe you'll be able to see it at some point. But for right now, I want to give you an idea of what I want you to do to complete it. And in your background, if you want to color in your... Okay. Just giving it some landscape. So once you have your whole page colored in, I want you to outline it with black marker. You can use your ruler to outline it, or you can just be very careful and outline it with your hand. I'm not, that pumpkin went over the line, so I'm not going to draw over that pumpkin. And once you've completed everything, you're just going to be amazed how much it looks like it actually is going back into the vanishing point. So, there you go. So I hope you enjoyed doing and learning about 1 point perspective, and I'll see you next time.